It feels that it was yesterday that I put my tent up on the Arctic Ocean, stared at Mount Denali, watched the horses roam free in the Divide Basin, looked at the sunset over Yosemite, felt the tremors of Colima, and made new friends in Guatemala. But it was time to leave North America, and it was best to leave with a bang. And as long as that bang is not from my rubber boat, it should all go well. Panama, the only place where you're just as likely to get hit by a car as you are to hit one. A country where road engineering defies logical and physical bounds. A country where the rocks are big, the rivers are deep, and the mud sticks like gum. A country where the people are kind and the sun always shines, except for when it rains. For most cyclists, crossing over the Bridge of the Americas is the finish line. But if you can survive the craziness of the city traffic and continue for 2 days, you enter the autonomous region of Kuna. From there, it's 210 kilometers in a straight line to Colombia. I'm heading out to the port and gonna start paddling to Colombia. Buenos días, amigo! And I actually had a look at the maps and I have no idea what's going on, so I'm gonna have to learn how to read them at some point, because...
¿Con este dónde va?
Colombia.
¿Con este?
Sí.
Loco, ¿con esto solo?
Sí.
¿Cómo?
¿Qué va a hacer? ¿No viste el cayuco que tiene? Inflable. Y es inflable también.
So here we go. That horse is on the Steel Rat, the big boat over there, and he's gonna make it all the way to Cartagena. And me, I'm gonna be enjoying the waves here with rubber dicky. Pardon? I wish I knew more about this earlier, but apparently all these islands are freaking resorts. And the first one was closed. The second one, they wanted $45 for me to camp, which is not an option. So I'm gonna try going to those two, and then if not, I'm just gonna beeline to the shore and camp on the beach, and that's like 15 kilometers away. So that will be a real bummer. I'm gonna be paddling in the dark.
No, we won't get older now. We'll just be younger in our dreams. Your future's like everything you know. It keeps flowing down like a stream. light and the last.
From my experience in the first 2 days and from the few stories I heard, I avoided the inhabited islands, out of fear of having to pay for expensive huts and even visiting the island. How ignorant to classify the entire tribe by few encounters. As I got away from the tourist areas, it all changed. People were stopping to see what I was doing, inviting me for meals and sharing their homes. The small, densely populated islands are led by a chief, the homes are built from natural materials, and the people survive by fishing in the seas and farming on the coast. And if it wasn't for the few solar lights, it would have been as if you just went back in time.
Muchas gracias. Buen día. So living the small island of El Tigre. Very, very nice people. Somebody invited me, slept on a hammock. Adios! At last, after 35 kilometers in the sea, we have arrived at an island.
Steer the onion.
Uso.
Con agua.
Sí.
¿Y tú? ¿Pescar? ¿Pescado?
Él y yo.
Ajá, bueno. Ajá. Hasta luego. Well, super stoked. Those dudes just stopped to say hi and tell me it's alright to camp here. And he invited me to his house in town, but I think it will take too long to take everything down, and it's gonna be a tough thing for me to do. There's the dudes just rolling into the sunset. So the sad thing is I have to throw away this garbage, and they just told me throw it in the ocean, it's okay. So maybe I'll try to burn it or I don't know, do something, because I don't want to add even more garbage to this place. It's already disgusting. Like, that's a shit house over there.
Well, shit is not the problem. Apparently the fish eat it. The problem is all the bottles, wrappers and garbage that go in the ocean. Some days I would aim at a remote island looking for paradise, but instead find something completely different.
Garbage island!
But whose fault is it? The Kuna people have been just fine for decades, before all this new stuff showed up. And even now, they have some of the most well-preserved culture and still live a life much simpler and free of worries. And so, the paddle over the Darien continued. I could not believe that I almost didn't go. Any information you find will only present you the dangerous side, the security concerns, and tell you why you shouldn't go. But the truth is, the real danger was not making it anywhere, because everybody that meets you wants to invite you to visit their island.
Y tú es más rápido, mucho fácil para tú. Sí, para mí dificultoso porque muy largo allá y Todo. Buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? Viene de Cartí y va a Colombia.
Solo.
Sí.
Ah, sí. Are you going to stop here or no? Are you, here's my house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and
I don't know how you feel.
yeah, I don't mind because there's this big storm and then I have a long way to go.
In the morning and then you continue it.
Yeah, I can come help you with the wood, can I?
You use these places. You leave it, you think it here,
Uh-huh.
and wait me here. I'll be 1 hour and I come back.
Okay. Cool. I will see you later then.
Porque todos los años el agua subiendo, el agua del mar subiendo. So and then el isla perdiendo.
Mhm.
You losing perdiendo because the eating.
Sí,
See what's eating by this.
Mhm.
You see, used to be here is beach,
Mhm.
playa.
Sí.
Entonces, para que no perder la isla, yo está trabajando.
Mhm.
Bring paper inside.
And put here.
Inside is plastic flat.
Oh.
Todo es plástico, todo es plástico.
Mhm.
Adentro. Primero yo colecciones plástico,
Ajá.
basuras, tira, después otra basura,
Mhm.
después después arena blanca.
Ah, okay.
Anteriormente, nosotros no pensamos solar, celular, comunicaciones, nada,
Mhm.
luz, nada.
Sí.
Vivimos más tranquilos.
Sí.
Los jóvenes, the young people, like to trabajo
Mhm.
mucho. Ahora cambio. En el año pasado vino solar,
Mhm.
luz. Y después TV, cell phone. Entonces tres años después cambio rápido vida.
Mhm.
Los jóvenes ya no quieren trabajar en el campo. ¿Ok? Quedan con televisión.
Ah, they don't want to work
música.
Sí.
Escuchan música.
Mhm.
Cambio. Rápido. How you found it? How you feeling when you were?
On the boat?
Sí.
It's nice. It's free. You can go wherever you want. Sometimes it's difficult because all you see is a tiny dot far away and you say, oh, I have to go there, it's so far, but then look at the sun or play with the water, or it's very nice. And it's such an amazing way to see all the islands, and because this is, as you said, the sea level is rising and some of those islands won't be there for long. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. This is not scary. Not at all. And that's a big wave. Whoop. And this is Isla Iguana. Looks like it's a place I can stop for today and take the edge off. Just the last few hours have been super stressful, having to paddle in the freaking huge waves. Very scary.
Aquí dormimos.
here, and fried fish, and big fish, and rum también. ¿Cómo se dice?
Pulpo, pulpo.
Pulpo.
Marisco pulpo. Con picante, limón y cebolla.
No tiene cebolla.
Ah, no.
No tiene
Por ahora no tiene.
Yo tengo uno cebolla.
¡Ay, ay!
Another native went to look for lobster, so I followed. I knew it was very unlikely I would eat it if I had seen it crawling on the sea bottom. But spearfishing is one of the main food sources here. He's got a fish. It looked odd, so I asked him, "How do you eat it?" "You don't," he said. He took out the spear and I watched the poor creature bleed out into the ocean. I would never forget its face. I turned around and swam back. I have nothing against hunting, it's how these people survive, but killing for sport is wrong. On his neck you can see a tiger tooth. Did he kill it for sport as well? Did he do this to show me? Show me what? How strong he is? Maybe things are a little different in the tribal life here, and it is important to show power and status by having trophies. Maybe we should also bring to those tribes something other than electricity, TVs, and Coca-Cola bottles that end up floating forever.
Over that way, on that point there, the wind is not as strong as it was before, so that is a good thing. A bit closer to the coast, still like 2-3 kilometers, but there is hope. Hola! That's the welcoming committee of this small town. This is very funny. Today the wind has blown from every single direction except the direction I'm heading to. Very unhappy.
And this was it. I made it to the border town of Puerto Baldia and got my exit stamp from Panama. I set up camp next to the military compound for safety and watched the sunset over the Darien mountains. And the next day I packed up and went to Colombia. I landed at Capurganá and put away all my stuff. It was the most anticlimactic end of all. So here is a more exciting ending. But this was it for North America. 2.5 years ago I started biking on the Arctic Ocean, with no money and no idea what comes next. I found work and many friends with tree planting. I stood amongst the giants in Alaska. I ran along the wild horses in Wyoming and drifted through the precious national parks of America. I learned to speak Spanish in the outback of Mexico and shook with the volcanoes. I made new friends in Guatemala and El Salvador. I challenged the Pan American Highway in Honduras and the Horseman in Nicaragua. I rested in Costa Rica and dropped off the map in Panama.
Anybody here?
And somewhere along the way, maybe I found what I wanted, but I still don't know what it is. It's certainly easier to just keep going. But when I look back at all the decisions I've made, all the obstacles and all the beauty, it really scares me. What comes next?